What's up guys, Tevy here with another episode of Let's Play Sonic Mania Plus. In the last episode, we ventured through Chemical Plant Zone's tails and obtained the third Chaos Emerald. In today's episode, we're going to explore a brand new zone introduced in Mania called Studiopolis, which takes a little bit of inspiration from Casino Night Zone, but kind of moves in a different direction. With that of like a movie set with the various TV cameras, giant popcorn machines, director chairs, and the whole 9 yards, you know? And what better character to play this glamorous and brightly colored set with other than Knuckles the Echidna? The answer is just Tails, duh. He would be a lot more better to play this with. Anyway, Knuckles controls like he does in most Sonic games, with a slower build up to top speed, destroying certain objects by walking into them. Not enemies though, if you walk into them you're gonna get hurt. He can also climb walls, and then his major ability is, of course, climbing. I'm sorry, I just said climbing, I meant gliding. Which, if I'm going to be honest with, I'm not an entirely big fan of, at least in this game. It's good for covering distance and catching yourself if you're about to fall, but the big thing that kills me when I use this ability is when you land, he comes to a complete stop. And that just leaves you open to attack if you release the button too close to an enemy, and then you just can't recover in time to defend yourself. And also plus with his like slower top speed buildup, it just slows me down too much for me to like want to constantly use it. Unless of course I need to like find one of the Chaos Emeralds, then it's pretty nifty. Anyway, back to this zone. Not only was this the first zone introduced to us in trailers when the game was still in development, it was also shown in the opening cutscene of the game that you saw with Sonic, Tails, and everyone introducing the enemies and whatnot. But it also served as a showcase for the game when it was presented to Sega to demonstrate Christian Whitehead's and rest of the developers' capabilities in like terms of how they will be able to handle a 2D sprite-based Sonic game. So yeah, this is the stage that they use to like really present their idea and really get Sega to back them on this. And around the time, this game was called Sonic Discovery instead of Sonic Mania, and then Acts 1 and 2 layout were actually swapped. So what we're playing now would have been Act 2, and then later on Act 2 would have been really Act 1. So yeah, that was really the big switch for this. But anyway, back to the gameplay. This stage actually has my favorite song in the game, because I just love Studiopolis' theme that plays constantly throughout the whole thing. Aside from that, I think next would probably be Stardust Speedway? Yeah, I think Stardust Speedway is definitely it. Anyway, yeah, the climbing ability is really useful to get into higher ground, especially like when you're like making mistakes in some of your jumps, you need to like catch yourself to get back up to higher ground. So yeah, for the most part, I utilize it in order to try to get higher, because like my goal is for all the Chaos Emeralds, I honestly feel like if you just go really high, you'll eventually find it, so that's what you have to do. And then this stage also has a lot of various gimmicks to it, like with the what's it called? The little vans that shoot you through like a little satellite wire into the next thing to send you across the stage. But yeah, anyway, Chaos Emerald number 4? Yeah, 4. So this is where the emeralds started giving me a little bit of trouble, just because it took me some time to like really memorize the course layout and get my bearings together and know like where you should jump, where you should stop and get coins, where you should mostly be focused on building up speed, and where you can afford to take shortcuts without making any mistakes. But yeah, overall, after I got the hang of it, this one wasn't that bad, but this was the major fall from grace of the perfect run of me getting every emerald first try, honestly. But instead, like, what I'm doing right now, I could honestly take a lot more shortcuts than I did, but I was playing cautious so I can make sure I didn't fall off the stage or anything and just mess up, so I wouldn't have to do this for like a 5th time. Because I think this one took me like the most amount of time, followed by emerald number 6? Yeah, I think it was 6. That took me a while too. But thankfully those columns don't hurt you, but pretty much what we've been doing all along. Build up speed, chase the UFO, catch it, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. So now we only have 3 more emeralds left to get, and then we have all 7. But now back to this awesome music that I love so much. So yeah, how's everyone doing today? Really? Don't pretend like I actually heard a response, so cool, I enjoy it. Anyway, today was a pretty okay day. It kinda went by slowly after I had to leave to go to work. Honestly, it was slow for the most part of the day anyway, because I didn't really do anything. I just edited a few videos, make sure things were lining up in order and whatnot. Oh, never mind, forget my day. It's time for our first boss fight in this stage that's actually going to be against one of the hard-boiled heavies, being the heavy gunner and his battalion of egg robos that's going to be assaulting us with police brutality. Anyway, for this fight, key thing you want to do, avoid the red missiles and then hit the blue ones and send them crashing back into the dastardly fiend that shot us with it to slowly whittle away his offensive so we can take him down. This is actually a pretty creative boss fight. I love the sprite work that they do in this game. It's really creative and everything like that, and shows a whole lot of detail for being just like a 2D based action game. And then a lot of the signs in the background too, kind of reminiscent of a lot of other things Sega did, like Club Spin and whatnot. And then the eggnog side. But overall, this boss fight isn't entirely that hard. What I'm doing right now, instead of like trying to jump onto the blue missile, I just honestly found it easier to, when it's about to hit me, just hold down onto the control stick to just roll into a ball, and then when it hits you, you'll be fine because you're in a little ball, so you're safe. Red ones don't work like that at all though. You need to jump over those in order to not get hit. And anyway, once the last missile comes, he'll abandon ship, let the pilot get taken down, and then he's just outie. And that covers the boss of Act 1 for Studiopolis as Knuckles. Not a bad run, could have done it faster, but you know what, we all cool, we all Gucci, so that's all that really matters. Alright, Act 2! I honestly like Act 1 a whole lot more, but Act 2 isn't that bad. Though this enemy right here always gives me the most difficult time ever, especially when he starts spinning up and has this little invincible shield thing going on. But once you get past him, he's not that hard. There's also one more enemy in this stage I really don't like, and it's like the little bouncer rhino thing, but his little spring shield in the front, so you have to really go around the back to hit him. Another big thing about this stage that kinda is a pain to deal with, especially if you're not one of the flying characters, is the little studio lamps on top that you can actually stand on that we actually passed a few seconds ago. Because some of the things will like launch you onto them, and you have like literally like 1 or 2 seconds to honestly like move to the next one before it starts like hitting you off. And I was being stupid when I did this because I remember this. It's literally nothing but me just trying to see if I can clip through here, but nope. I eventually gave up. But anyway, as I was saying, see your headlights. Yeah, you only have a few seconds to actually move to keep going until you fall off. And whenever you see those, you honestly want to move quickly, but you also want to move carefully to make sure that you are still continuing on to the rest of the studio lamps in order to make your way to the safety spot right there. Because honestly, they lead you to higher areas, making it easier to traverse. See, like right here, jump, jump. Because honestly, those are going to be the big things you use to determine where the next Chaos Emerald spots are. So, we're actually going to get Chaos Emerald number 5 too. I kind of forgot that I actually did 2 as Knuckles in this one stage. And honestly, I forget to like, not forget honestly, but I sometimes forget where some of the special rings are with certain characters. Like honestly, this is a lot easier for me to find these things as Sonic for some reason compared to like with either Knuckles or say the new characters like Mighty and Ray. But unless I'm Sonic or Tails, it's really easy for me to find these rings, but as everyone else, it takes me a little bit longer to actually like connect where these things are and how I should go about getting them. But once I do have that mentality of where it is, it's like, I got it. I know where to go now, so I don't need to worry. Though, be getting hit right there, that was a bit annoying. Well, nothing I can't recover from, honestly. Ooh, I'm thirsty. Where's my drink? I want a drink. Okay, that's hot. That's really hot. Ooh. Ugh. But you know what? This is a lot better for my throat. So that's at least good. Mach 3, we haven't seen it before yet, but this is the highest speed you can go, and honestly, once you go that fast, it's really hard to really just control where you're going so you don't hit anything. But it gets you to there faster, so now we only have 2 more left, and for the last 2, we are definitely not going to be getting any more as Knuckles. The last 2 we're going to save for getting it as Mighty and Ray, just so we can make sure everyone's gotten at least 1 emerald, except for the overachievers, that is Sonic and Knuckles getting 2. But honestly, I wouldn't have it any way. I like playing this game a lot more as Sonic, just because he's honestly my favorite Sega/Sonic character, followed by Beat and Gum. Because aside from Sonic, the other Sega series that I really like a whole lot is Jet Set Radio and Super Monkey Ball. However, there's another one I really wanted to get into, but I never really played. I only saw people play it. It was Space Channel 5 and then Samba de Amigo. Space Channel 5 honestly being a lot like, I want to say, not quite like DDR, but almost like it. If you ever saw it, you'll kind of understand what I'm trying to say, but yeah, it's a lot like DDR in the case that you just hit certain arrows in order to go for it and stuff like that, and whatever. And then Samba de Amigo, Ozzy's just a cool, hip monkey. That signature look is with the sombrero and his 2 maracas playing a whole lot of high-end music and stuff like that. So yeah, I have still yet to ever play any of those games, so hopefully, like, actually no, I think I do have a Samba de Amigo game for my Dreamcast that I bought. I don't think I've ever played it though, so ideas for possibly another one in the future? Maybe, I don't know, I probably will. I really hope I do. But I know before that I kind of wanted Jet Set Radio. Can't climb up there. Where do I... Oh, okay, now I remember where I'm going from here. Oh yeah, for the most part, those curvy things really just blow my mind sometimes. And where else do we need to go? Sorry, I'm just taking a minute to really just soak in the rest of this music before we get into the boss fight, and then it's just lost to me. Like now. But this boss fight is honestly really creative. I kind of like it. So the gimmick with this one is using the little forecast channel in the background to know what kind of attacks you're going to be using. When it's the lightning storm like this, just avoid the clouds and you won't get hit. For the sun weather forecast, sunlight will get down, go underneath Eggman so he can cover you from the harsh sunlight, and then you can get off a few hits. Honestly, this is a major way of how I end up doing damage to him, just because he's always too high for me to hit him as Knuckles. But if you're playing as, like, Mighty, his jump is actually high enough for you to actually reach him when he's doing that. He just needs to be, like, at his lowest point compared to his highest one. But overall, this fight isn't that entirely difficult. Wind. So the 2 silver rods on the bottom, get underneath them, and once the winds start pushing you up, hold on to it. Another way you can possibly damage Eggman is with this attack. If the one's blowing you up, he's underneath you, let go, and then if he's above you, you'll just run into his thing. Otherwise, if you fail to do it, there are spikes at the very top that will damage you if you mistime your jumps, so be careful about that. Just, honestly, just try to focus on hitting him only when the sun's up, because yeah, just like that, spikes at the very top, don't do it. Just wait until the sun one comes up, and just get your hits in that way. Either that, or be Mighty and just get them by coming at his lowest point. But yeah, that's pretty much it, a basic boss fight. Well, not basic, it's pretty creative. And the chicken in the background really does, like, make it with its animation for everything. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a comment, give the video a like, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to stay updated on future videos, remember to hit that bell icon to be notified when it's released. Or not. Honestly, it's your call. Okay. I'm gonna leave now. So, me and Knuckles are gonna take off. Bye, guys.